Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So we all know that Giannis Antetokounmpo is one of the most accomplished active players in the NBA today. If you go and look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's resume, it's very, very, very impressive. Now, we all know as well, he's a 6-foot power forward that can handle the ball and bring the ball up the court. I've said a lot of times that I think a lot of people mischaracterize Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's a power forward that handles the ball. I think a lot of people out there expect him to play like James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and some of these other players. That's not really his game, so to speak. At least that's what I think, right? Now, apart from that, he's also probably the most ferocious and dominant basketball player in the NBA. I don't know of any other player that plays with as much force as Giannis, right? But Giannis plays with like kind of this controlled intensity. If you juxtapose Giannis and Russell Westbrook, both could, one could say, both of these players play with a lot of force, yes, but Russell Westbrook plays with a lot of reckless abandon, right? A lot of times he doesn't seem to be under control. Whereas Giannis, he plays with that same level of ferocity, but he's under control. He's under control, and that's the fundamental difference between these two guys. Giannis, in his short career so far, I think he's only been in the NBA for 8. I think this is his 9th season. He's already won 2 regular season MVPs, and he's won a Defensive Player of the Year. And just last season, he added a Finals MVP to his resume, not to mention the fact that he's a multiple-time All-Star, right? Giannis Antetokounmpo is the real deal. But for all of Giannis's accomplishments and abilities, he still has areas in his game that he can improve upon, right? This is something we all know. But to be fair as well, there are other players in the NBA that also have room for improvement. It's not like as if Giannis is this, it's like the case study that, this is the guy that really needs to work on his game, and then there are other players out there. You guys know we've done a ton of videos on Ben Simmons. And I've given my thoughts and opinions on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons just seems to be somebody that seems to be stagnant. He's not really improving, right? If you look at Giannis is improving, but he still has room to improve. So it's not like as if we're just focusing in on on Giannis. If you look at a player like James Harden, a lot of people like to say, oh, James Harden. A lot of people like to say Giannis is a one-trick pony, right? You can say the exact same thing about James Harden. James Harden's a one-trick pony. Step back 3. James Harden, the year he scored 36 points per game, he was attempting 12 3-pointers a game. Okay. If he doesn't have that step back 3, what is James Harden? Yeah, he's a great playmaker and all of these stuff. He's never even made it an all-defensive team, right? So James Harden has room to improve from the defensive side of the floor. Hello? So it's not like as if, Giannis is the only guy. No. James Harden can improve. For all of the stuff that we say about Kevin Durant can improve. Kevin Durant has never made an all-defensive team, right? So I feel a lot of people like to nitpick, Giannis needs to do this, but there are other players out there that need to do stuff too, right? Let's not just focus in on Giannis because we found somebody that we like to criticize. Nevertheless, one of the areas of Giannis Antetokounmpo's game that has been scrutinized the most is his jump shot or his perimeter game. Right? That's a part of his game that a lot of people, including myself, have admitted that he could improve, right? Because there's always room for improvement, not just for Giannis, but for everybody in life, right? As a content creators, business people, doctors, whatever the hell you are, right? Musicians, there's always room to improve. And hopefully the goal is to get better over time, right? That's ultimately the goal. And Giannis Antetokounmpo's jump shot has always been kind of his glaring weakness. But we all also agreed that if Giannis was able to develop a consistent jumper, he'll be over. He'll be over, right? He would be a walking, living nightmare for teams in the NBA. He would totally terrorize the NBA. Hell, he's already doing that now. Giannis Antetokounmpo is pretty much unguardable one-on-one right now. The only way you can stop Giannis is when you build a wall. But there's no one single, the only single defender I've seen that was able to bother Giannis for a consistent amount of time was Kawhi Leonard. Because Kawhi Leonard, although Giannis has some inches on him, Kawhi is very strong too, right? Kawhi Leonard is very strong. And when they played each other in the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years ago, when they put Kawhi Leonard on him, I think Giannis was shooting like 30-something% from the field. This is a guy that shoots over 50% from the field. When he put Kawhi Leonard on, he was the only one that I thought that was able to stay in front of Giannis and really, really bother him. But also he had a lot of help defenders, helping him. It wasn't like as if the Toronto Raptors put Kawhi Leonard on an island. No, you don't do that. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard is the only one. Now, we've all said if Giannis is able to improve some of these things in his game, he'll be unstoppable. And what I've been noticing is, especially in this preseason, is that Giannis looks like he's been improving his jump shot. I've watched a lot of the highlights of him playing, and Giannis looks like a different guy. He's walking into pull-up three-point shots, and usually in the past, whenever Giannis wanted to step into a three-point pull-up shot, what he would do is he would measure the shot, right? He would almost telegraph his moves. He'll be walking up, he'll be slowing down. The defenders now defenders obviously are going to be backpedaling because they don't want to give up the drive to him. But he would slow down, and then he would kind of like get into this kind of mechanical shot where he would wind up, it would be very slow. And the defenders knew, right? And they were like, okay, you know what? We're not even going to bother contesting this shot as long as we don't give up the drive. Let's just let him have the shot, right? If he wants to shoot the shot, let him shoot it. And he would usually miss. In this case, and I've been watching some of his highlights, Giannis is walking into these three-point pull-ups with confidence. So I had to go sit back and look at some of his preseason numbers, and some of the data that I was able to uncover was actually quite remarkable. It looks as if, and obviously this is a small sample size and it's just the preseason, but it looks as if Giannis Antetokounmpo has added a mid-range and pull-up three into his arsenal, which is quite surprising. So here are some of the numbers that I was able to unearth after doing a little bit of digging. Giannis Antetokounmpo is shooting 71.4% from the mid-range in the preseason. Now, that is a crazy rate, right? Like, obviously he's not going to stay at 71%, but 71% is remarkable if we're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it just doesn't stop there. He's also shooting 66.7% from the three. Giannis is shooting 66.7% from the three. Now, granted, he's attempting roughly 2 threes a game, but 66%. So it looks as if, to me, he's picking his spots a lot better. And if he starts to pick his spots a little bit better, it'll probably make him more efficient. It's not just about jacking up threes. It's about taking the threes that you're most comfortable taking. And obviously, scouting reports will be able to push you into different circumstances where they force you to kind of play to your weaknesses and for you to sort of overcome those things. Now, he's only attempting 10 shots per game and only attempting about 2 threes a game. I said that, but nevertheless, his stroke looks different. He's shooting it with a lot more confidence when he comes down a lot when he's coming off of some of these screens, down picks, and all these different things. Giannis is stepping into these shots with confidence, and I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, is this the same Giannis Antetokounmpo I was looking at, in years prior? Is this the same guy? He seems to be a little bit more confident, and if Giannis can start to hit those shots at a more consistent rate, it's over. It's over. At least for the Eastern Conference, it's over. It's over. There's no one single defender in the Eastern Conference that'll be able to stay with Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's none. Not Ben Simmons. Not whoever you bring them all. He will stomp them out. Right. If that happens, I think that the Milwaukee Bucks have a very good shot to make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Most likely face the Brooklyn Nets and challenge them in a real way. Right? Because you can't build that wall. Now he's going to force defenses to do other things, and he's going to be able to open up certain things for some of his teammates. So I think, I think it's something we need to look out for. And I'm surprised a lot of people in the mainstream media are not focusing on this, to be quite honest with you, but it's something we're definitely going to keep our eyes on. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think Giannis is improving his mid-range jump shot, his perimeter game? Do you think it's something that can carry over to the regular season? And do you think, he's going to be able to become a threat this year? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.